struck dead serious. Thank you so much for being here. So I have more information on day 52 of Nancy Guthrie having vanished, and this investigation, which feels very, very stalled. But I've been talking to multiple sources, folks, and I have a little bit more information that I did not know before that changes a few things. I have been mystified by what happened inside the house, right? We know that this crime happened sometime likely between 1:47 a.m. and 2:28 a.m. on February the 1st, Sunday. And as Sheriff Nanos explained, Nancy Guthrie had come home, put her garage door down, and presumably went to bed, as we probably all would do around that time. So this perpetrator likely got her out of her bed because Savannah Guthrie said, my mother disappeared, from her bed in the dark of night. So I've been wondering, was there a struggle? Was there something that happened in the bedroom? Was there a struggle out in the family room? Was there a struggle out in the front hall? The kitchen? Where did this crime take place? However long this scumbag was in her home. Filthy scumbag infiltrating this innocent woman's home. Where did the crimes happen? Like, what happened in the home? And I have come to learn, I think you probably, if you follow me regularly, and thank you, that my source told me on day 3 that there was blood found inside the home, okay? Second source of mine confirmed definitely blood inside the home. And that second source went further and told me that the deputies who'd arrived, who thought they were looking for a missing woman, maybe she wandered, an elderly woman didn't show up for her church event, and her family has called us. When the more skilled investigators arrived, they saw evidence that indicated they needed to call in a more skilled and experienced team like the homicide investigators, right? They saw, according to my source, the back door was wide open. My first source had told me that the back door was wide open. My second source told me back door's wide open. My episode yesterday, if you haven't seen it, told you which door we think it may have been based on many data points that I have sort of amassed, and that she regularly left her back doors, plural, unlocked. There's a back door that goes into like a storage unit or a storage part or a shed part of the house that could be part of the garage, but it doesn't look like it's part of the house proper. And then there is a back door that is right smack dab kind of in the middle of the house that goes into the back patio, and it is visible from the front door. If you come in the front door, you can kind of see that back door out to the back patio is right there. If it's open, you can see it. And we were told there was blood in the house, but I could never find out where. Where did those investigators see it so that they knew there was something so dire that they had to bring in homicide investigators? And now I know where the blood is inside the house. And it is a fascinating piece of data because it is right in the front entrance of the home. Front entrance, front hallway, whatever you want to call that front entrance. We don't have a perfect photograph of the inside of Nancy Guthrie's front entrance. We have a good photograph of what's off to the left, and it is a living room. As you look off to the left, there's a nice living room and a window behind you there, and a fireplace and another window and a sliding glass door at the end. But if you're standing at the front entrance, you're looking to the left down the living room, and you're looking pretty much straight ahead to the sort of family room area with a fireplace and a nice big long window out the back of the home, and then off to the left of that, a door that is more than likely the door that the investigators saw open, because that's what you would see. Could you also see the sliders open way down the left in the living room? If those doors were left open, my source said back doors were routinely left open, not side sliders. There are 2 sliders that exist on the side of the house, right? You walk in the front door, look all the way down to the left, there's a sliding glass door out to a little patio, and then there's another sliding glass door that goes into another room, presumably the master bedroom, maybe Nancy Guthrie's bedroom. And if you're confused at all between the difference between open and unlocked, let me explain. The investigators saw a back door wide open. That's the reporting I got. Not just unlocked, wide open. And the Guthrie kids told the police that Mrs. Guthrie routinely left her back doors unlocked. So those are the difference between unlocked and wide open. As far as sliding glass doors go, they are towards the side of the house. And I was told back door wide open, and back doors, plural, routinely left unlocked. I don't know about the sliding glass doors on the side of the house, way off to the left as you walked in the front door. And I'm not sure if those were unlocked as well. Did this perpetrator get in through those? Maybe, possibly. I don't know. But the blood now in the front entrance of the home is a significant detail about this crime. Just in the front entrance. Not in the bedroom. Not in the kitchen. Not in the living room. Not in that family room. The front entrance has a pattern of blood that is the same as it is outside, and it goes over the threshold out the door. So imagine, if you will, standing in the front entrance of someone's home and there's blood dripping, and you're walking out the door, and that blood dripping continues in the same pattern out to now the front entrance outside the home, and the pathway that goes down the front walk towards the driveway. First though, this is the new evidence that I've learned about from my sources, that the blood dripping pattern, which I had already learned was the same, I just didn't know where. I now know it is on the other side of that front door, inside the home. That's where that blood is, in the front entrance of Nancy Guthrie's home. If you were to walk through the front door and say hello, that's where the blood pattern is. And so I wondered, well then, what happened there? You know, what happened? And I have reached out to somebody who is really good at this, a lot better than I am, Dr. Peter Valentin. And I'm so glad that he joined me on this, because I really needed someone to sort of tell me not only about this new information about where the blood now is, crossing over the threshold of that front door, but also the shape of all the blood drops and the verticalness of them, and that thing that everybody thinks is an expiration pattern. And he's so much better at this than me and a whole bunch of folks on the internet, because he's got other theories about that expiration-like stain. Don't get too caught up on it being an expiring kind of stain. He's an associate professor. He's got a long title, so I have to read it. Sorry. Dr. Peter Valentin is an associate professor and a department chair of forensic science at University of New Haven. He's testified in 7 states. He's also testified in federal court as a blood stain, blood spatter expert. He's also a forensics expert, so not just blood pattern, but he's very, very good with the blood patterns. And so I asked him a lot about what this new information tells us, and also to give me his, expertise on the blood pictures that we've seen outside. He's got a lot to say. Don't go anywhere. You have to hear this, because it's not what I thought. A lot of it is not what I thought. Like, I've had to rejig my thinking about what might have happened to Mrs. Guthrie based on what Dr. Valentin has said. Also, just a few things in the news today regarding you-know-who, Sheriff Nanos. He seems to make all the news, don't he? So he's given a new interview, not to us. Nope. Those news conference ended months ago, and now he just cherry picks. So this is a new interview that he's given with News 4 Tucson, and Fox News has released this, and he's defending his department's handling of the investigation. Look, he read a lot of his press, because he knew exactly stuff that Brian Enton had reported. He went head-to-head with a lot of us, right? He knew a lot of stuff that I reported. Boy, did he ever chew me out. Not by name, but it was when I broke all that news on day 3 that he got real mad. And actually took it out on his department too, who all said that he just tightened the noose around them as soon as I had reported from my sources. So he told News 4 Tucson that he has no regrets about decisions that he made early on, even as this case remains unsolved. Can I quote him? Here we go. Look, I have no regrets about my team and their efforts. I scene go too soon, or any of that. You what now? Because I distinctly remember, like on day, I don't know, 20 or maybe 14 or somewhere along the line, somebody asked you if you'd let the scene go too soon, sir, and this was your answer.
You know, Monday morning quarterback, I probably would have, but I'll say this. We processed the scene, we got what we thought was complete. My team did that. I have to have faith and trust in their abilities and their skills, and I think they went through that pretty well. But because another agency now steps in and wants to assist, we're just like with you, we're an open book. Absolutely, how can we help? One of the things people don't see, I heard your question about, you know, and we left and then others could walk up. You know, when we process a scene and we're done, we return that scene to in this case, the homeowners, the family. And we don't just go march back in there. We call the family again and get permissions to go back to the home. So, yeah, there's, again, the Monday morning quarterback, absolutely, I probably could have held off on that.
So you did have regrets. You did admit that you let the scene go too soon and said, mea culpa, that's on me, whatever. So now why are you saying no regrets? Nope, I don't regret that we let the crime scene go too soon. Did you forget that you did regret it at one point? Like, what made you unregret it? I don't know. Okay, so then when asked, well, this was a good one. When asked what he would say to the person or people behind Nancy Guthrie's disappearance, Sheriff Nanos decided to say this. It's like a direct appeal. You ready? Quote, just give her up. Let her go. Take her to a clinic, a hospital. Drop her off. Just let her go. End quote. So I guess Sheriff Nanos believes that Mrs. Guthrie's still alive because it's just let her go, take her to a clinic, drop her off. Even Savannah Guthrie has issued a different tone, right? In her last statement, she said, we just want her home so that we can give her a place of final rest. I'm paraphrasing, but effectively, Savannah seemed to indicate that a place of final rest meant we want her home so we can celebrate a funeral of some kind or a memorial of some kind. And so to hear Sheriff Nanos say this, here's what I would say, and listen, what am I? But I've seen a few sheriffs do their thing, and I would say, motherfucker, we are gonna find you. You can run, but you can't hide, but we are going to find you, and we will carry you limb from limb, so to speak, in our system of jurisprudence in America. We will fuck with you when we find you. So yeah, live your life looking over your shoulder, because we will find you, and we will absolutely bring the full force, Pima County and Arizona and the federal government down on your sorry, stinking ass. That's the thing that I would say. Not please drop her off, let her go, take her to a clinic. Dan, that's just me. But I'm not so sure that this is the thing that you want to say to the perp. I don't think he's gonna do it. I don't know, call me nuts. State 52.